I'm spending a lot of time on my alumni network to, hopefully build a good community for all of the other alumni, but also to expand my own network to hopefully, be useful to the career as well.
So now you are an audit director at AAFCPAs. What did you find the most challenging experience being a director, and what did you do to overcome that challenge?
I think so. For right now, my goal is to progress to the next level to be a partner at some point down the line. But what's difficult is that it's not as easy as back when I was an associate, because back then it's almost more based on time and grade, your experience. So with another year of experience, most likely you can progress to, the next level. But now you're not getting a promotion every year just because you got another year of experience in. So I think this is good opportunity to look within yourself and kind of search for answers for some important questions, such as, what am I trying to do here? What are my goals? Who am I? And kind of some more basic questions, but that could really prompt you to find deeper reasons within that can motivate yourself to work hard and go towards your goal. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
I agree. Wow, that's really good. So, besides of working in audit as at AAFCPAs as an audit director, I'm just curious that I know in audit you have different busy season. It's not like in tax you have like tax deadline and extension deadline. For
Yeah.
audit, it depends on the year end of the clients that you work with, and it will
Yes.
identify like when the report's supposed to be done. So it means that you could be busy all year round. So how do you balance your hours throughout the years and also manage your stress during the busy season?
Good question. For me currently, because I work full-time commercial, I do have summer as the downtime. But I understand a lot of auditors, they have to work with this almost like never-ending deadlines. So it is absolutely important to kind of find your balance between the deadlines and rest, so that way we don't burn ourselves out. Because if you're in this for the long haul, I'm gonna have probably 30 years ahead of me. So that's how many, busy seasons. So it's important to not fully burn out. So that way you can't do the things you love anymore. Because I do love audit and I want to keep doing this every year. So it is important to find some strategies that could work for everybody. And for me, the one thing that I do a lot to decompress and to have fun is going to the circus schools to learn the circus tricks. And it started with just joining my friend for some fun, and slowly I started to like it more and more. And during COVID, when there's no activities happening, I just remember looking back when I was taking the classes and how much fun it brought me. Because when you're taking the classes, you're no longer concerned about deadline. You're no longer concerned about an email that may upset you. You're only concerned about not falling and being able to do the moves. The teacher was teaching you, kind of, you can take your mind completely off of whatever that's bothering you. And a lot of other activities can do this for you if you choose. Some people like meditating, other people's like to do other kinds of sports or to do karaoke, whatever it might be. I think having a little hobby and just having some time every week for yourself to do what you like to do, that could really help.
Oh, that's so fun. Oh, I think I saw some of your pictures on LinkedIn you post, and it's just amazing about that you can just like balance your work and also find a hobby that you like and just manage your stress. How often do you go out and enjoy your time with your hobby?
For sure. So roughly it's about once a week. Although I would like to do more because as an adult learning these physical skills, it's not as easy when you're 15. So if I want to progress my skills, I really should be practicing it a little bit more often. But I think another advice that I can mention here is kind of scheduling it. Just like when we're scheduling our meetings with clients and team members, scheduling time for your hobby will be able to bring that consistency and really putting it in the routine because, we all live and die by our calendars.
That's so funny you bring up about live by calendar because since we have a little baby and my husband and I, we just like so busy taking care of the baby. So one day he's just joking, do I need to book a meeting on your calendar so I can talk to you?
Yes, yes. No, I know. Actually, my husband and I started scheduling these meetings.
That's so funny.
Yes.
He's like, he's just sitting next to me in the same office. We have home office. But he's like, I know I'm sitting next to you, but I cannot talk to you because you have meetings at work all the time. And I was like, that's not wrong.
No, exactly.
Yeah. It's just amazing how we combine work and life and we try to balance. And a lot of time we bring work to life about like scheduling. And then even like
Yes.
we have to schedule the time to go to the gym, schedule the time to
Yes.
take care of the family members. It's just amazing how we combine work and life together.
No,
So
for sure.
Angie, you also one of the talks that we had before we start recording this podcast. You mentioned about volunteering,
Yes,
and I just want to make sure that we don't miss that point. Can you share with us what do you do for volunteering
for sure.
as being like an auditor in accounting profession?
Absolutely. So it all started with, my search for answers on who am I, what do I want to do, and all that kind of stuff. So I felt with my background, it would be useful to use it to my advantage rather than putting that aside. So I thought perhaps I could connect more with my Asian community and Chinese community and see if I could expand my network there so that way I can identify some opportunities so I can work for them. And that's what brought me to my alumni association because the association was at the time inactive, but I know there is a good population of the graduates residing in the greater Boston area. And the only activity that they had at the time was a rowing team. So for us Chinese, we have this Dragon Boat Festival every year around June or so. And slowly over the past 10 years, it became really sought after sports on the Charles River. So the first weekend in June at the Charles River, there is a big festival with almost 10,000 people there competing for the rowing competition. And so I joined the rowing team about 3 years ago to try to see if I can meet some friends and expand my network. And slowly, my rowing team captain said, "Well, you seem to have some leadership qualities. Perhaps you should become the president of the alumni association." And at the time, he said, my only requirement for you is to host one event every year outside of the rowing competition. And that quickly became easy to achieve. And I started hosting more and more activities. And it's funny because even though some of the alums, they graduated 30 years before me, but we could still find common topics to talk about at the dinner table because, we still went to the same school. We had the same campus, and some parts of the student life is just, we are all very reminiscent about. And so it's just really easy to talk to the alumni, and no matter what you studied back home, it just felt easy to connect with them. And also we're all first generation immigrants, so that made talking to them easy. And so in addition to kind of the social type of gatherings, we also started doing more professional events. For example, we hosted several life science forums, bringing the top professors who graduated from my university back home, as well as some people in the industry. They may be VPs of large pharmaceutical companies, and bringing them all together to do a professional program at the MIT Stella Center. And it was very well received. And we had participants not only from our alumni, but also from other Chinese in the community, and they felt it was a good networking opportunity. So I'm spending a lot of time on my alumni network to, hopefully build a good community for all of the other alumni, but also to expand my own network to hopefully, be useful to the career as well.
That's so interesting that most my guests would say volunteer with the state society, volunteer with AICPA. I think you are the first guest on my podcast who has mentioned about volunteering with alumni. So
Yeah.
that's a very good point to share with the audience that you don't have to stay with the CPA state society, or you don't have to stay with AICPA. There are a lot more volunteering opportunities out there for you, even just volunteer with the alumni association or groups that could be very helpful for your career as well.
Absolutely, absolutely. There are so many volunteer opportunities out there, and in fact, for us in the accounting field, our skill set is highly sought after, because if we serve on the board of a nonprofit, we can bring our unique aspects to it, because not everyone has this accounting specialty. So and nonprofits, they tend to need a lot of help on that area, because a lot of people on the board of nonprofits, they simply are passionate about the mission, but they don't necessarily bring the skills that we have. So you can join any nonprofit that you want, on and take a board seat and kind of volunteer as a treasurer, and it will be, the nonprofits, you will be very fortunate for those nonprofits to have people with our background.
That's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah,
And since you are from China,
yeah,
I'm from Vietnam, we both the
yeah.
Asians. I know we love Asian food. Do you cook a lot at home with Asian food?
From time to time, yes. Unfortunately, I'm too busy to be cooking on a regular basis, but I like, to make some home taste, because it's not usually available in restaurants.
Oh, yeah. Because I don't see a lot of Asian restaurants. I would say not a lot of Vietnamese restaurants around here in Natick.
Yes.
But I see they have a lot of Japanese restaurants around. So I think I have been eating a lot of sushi lately.
Yes, I know, I know. It's sometimes it's not always available, or they're not authentic. One thing that I have been making a lot this year is meat stuffed fish. If that's how you describe it, basically, I'll buy a whole fish and stuff the stomach of the fish with ground pork, and cook it in soy sauce. And I'm addicted to it.
Oh, it sounds delicious. Wow.
Yes, yeah. So you get, the meat flavor in the fish and the fish flavor in the meat.
Yes, yes. Oh, I don't know. I wish I could cook better. I don't enjoy cooking.
No,
But I love eating, so that's the issue.
that's
Yeah,
allowed.
yeah, especially when there are not many Asian restaurants around. So it's I was like, I miss my food, but I cannot make it. So I was like, all right, I just try to eat whatever is offered around here to eat.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I didn't know that there are a good Asian community in Greater Boston area. I thought that not many Asian people around in East Coast. That's what I was assuming.
Yeah, no, there's actually a lot of them here. So yeah, I think that's one thing I also learned about myself for the past couple of years is that I always thought, okay, there's not a lot in common between me and my target audience, but there's actually more in common than you thought. And perhaps the question itself is us limiting ourselves. So if you take that out of the equation and just try to connect with other people without limiting yourself, you might find more things in common with your clients and colleagues than you think.
Yeah, yeah. Another point you just bring up it is connection. So you can connect with people through different ways, like food, maybe
Yes,
hobbies,
yes,
maybe traveling. A lot of things you can connect with people. And I know that a lot of times people say that you may find your potential clients from those
yes,
connections as well. You just never
absolutely.
know. Just need to keep your mindset open and also going out and volunteer, connect with people as well. So Angie, we talk about your career and some tips and advice, and also like CPA exam and volunteering with the alumni program or alumni group. Before we end the interview, I'm just curious if you can just share with the audience the top 3 to 5 best skills that you think that young professionals they need to advance or to focus on in this technology area.
Yeah, that's a very good question. So since we were talking about the topic of connections, I would just expand that a little, and I would say relationship is power. And I'm not trying to say we should go out and make fake relationships with people you meet, but make genuine relationships. And it doesn't mean that you need to be best friends with everybody. That's not what we're trying to do, but just kind of be able to connect with other people more on a personal level and be authentically yourself, and don't shy away from opportunities to connect with people, because you may find that because that's what will bring you work in the future, that will bring you opportunities in the future. So don't dismiss connections with other people as it's not important, because it's one of the most important things that you can do. And that will be number one. And then, like we already discussed a little bit before, communications are important, asking questions are important, and also advocate for yourself, because nobody will know what your aspirations are unless you make it known. So if you want an opportunity, let's say being put on a more difficult, challenging client, challenging audit, you can ask for that, and you're likely to get, if not the whole thing, then a good portion of what you ask for, once you make it known. And I guess what would be the last thing that I would say? I guess hard work could also be useful. I know that sounds kind of Asian to say that we need to work more and work harder, but I think as an accountant, that's kind of what we already do anyway, because it does make a difference on, working on 5 jobs in a year versus 50 jobs in a year. If you work more, you will see more, and that will give you more knowledge, and knowledge is power.
That's true. Knowledge is power. I want to ask a follow-up question on relationship that you mentioned about and for the first point that you
Yeah,
said that we should go out and be authentic, don't try to fake to
yeah,
maintain the relationship.
yeah,
So I touch on a lot of different points about having a relationship in this profession, and
yeah,
I'm glad you just brought it up. Can you just share some tips and advice about how people can maintain the relationship throughout the year or
absolutely.
throughout the career?
No, absolutely. So I think one key aspect is the frequency. because if you meet somebody once and never talk to them again, they may not remember what you do, even though you have a very good initial connection. So ideally, you want to have a touch point with everyone that you know every 3 months. And it doesn't mean that you always have to get lunch or get coffee together. It could be that both of you go to the same networking events and you just meet up there. Because imagine if you always see the same people at the networking events, you're likely not going to forget them. You will know what they do, what they're up to. And the same thing goes for LinkedIn as well. I know some people think that it's not as useful, but if you have frequent updates every month or so, you tell the world a little bit of what you're up to right now, then at the end of the year, then you're more likely to remember the people that post a little bit more often than the people that only post once a year.
That's true. That's true. Thank you so much, Angie, to share your CPA journey and also tips and advice for young professions and young professionals in this accounting profession. So we appreciate all your tips, appreciate all your time, and wish you a great 2026 year ahead.
Thank you so much, Rosie. It really is my honor to join you at the podcast. I wish you all the best as well.
Thank you.